Hello and welcome to Yin Yoga for our chakras. Today we have reached to day 5, which is the throat chakra, our Visuddha center, our center for communication, our center for sound, and our center for purification. And it holds the vibration of clear, bright blue, and it certainly holds the essence of speaking our truth as well. And it also holds the sound of Ham. It's the sacred sound for the chakra of Visuddha center. We have gone through from day 1, we have 7 days together. From day 1, we have gone through Muladhara chakra, our root center, from the perineum and down, and then we have gone through our sacral chakra, Svadisthana, sacrum, belly button, lower area, reproductive organs, and then we have gone through our Manipura chakra, the center of the power of the will, and we have gone through yesterday our heart center, Anahata, the unstruck center, and today we have reached our Visuddha chakra, our throat chakra. So let's take a comfortable seat and we'll go through some yin poses that will enhance the flow of the throat energy and the throat chakra energy, and then we will take shavasana and listen to some tunes of the chakra bowl sounds while we chant the sounds of the chakras 2 times together. So first and foremost, let's just take a comfortable seat and sit nice and tall and let the breath come and go as it likes through all the centers, inhaling and exhaling. Making sure there's some nice clear pathways, not forcing the breath, just letting it come and go as it wants, so it can feed down towards the heart center and it can feed down towards the fire center, helping us with our digestion and help us to move through the chakras to the very root and feeling grounded with having a nice, clear, even breath through all parts of the body. We'll take 3 more breaths together here. And gently coming back to your normal breathing, and we're going to start with the next stretch of taking our head down towards the left side or right side if that works better for you, but taking your ear towards the shoulder and just simply letting the shoulders be heavy, and we're staying here for about 10 breaths and finding a comfortable, passive enough place where we can let the ligaments, the tendons, and the fascia release, relax, and rejuvenate the pathways to the neck and throat. Relaxing all of the layers, fingers relaxed, arms relaxed, toes relaxed. Another 5 breaths here. And gently helping with the left hand for your head to come upright and taking it over to the second side, gently bending your head towards the opposite side, right ear to right shoulder. Heavy arms, even seat, even spine. 10 breaths here. Another 5 breaths here. Just feeling the nice side of the neck and the shoulder, having some clear open pathways all the way around the neck, the throat, the shoulders. 3 more breaths here. And slowly take your right hand on the side of your temples and help your head to upright position. And from here, we're going to come into thread the needle pose, shoulder stretch, neck stretch. We are going to take ourselves over to all fours and take your right arm underneath your left and come down onto the side of the neck, side of the temples. And this is where, of course, we can bring in a pillow, a block, if we needed to have a more upraised support for the head. And if not, we'll take the shoulder down towards the floor to your mat and support yourself with your left hand. And enjoy a nice time right here for 20 breaths or so. And you might feel comfortable taking your hand back. It's comfortable, and if you have a strong yin practice, maybe this is a good place to be. I like to have my hand supporting onto the floor just softly so the neck and the shoulders can relax. Letting gravity help us out. And at the same time, we are supporting ourselves, so we're not going beyond the level 3 or 4 on a scale up to 10 of comfort zone, of our edge, of our stretch. Have about another 10 breaths here. 5 more breaths here. Enjoying a nice neck shoulder opener. And slowly making your way up and coming to the second side, taking your left arm underneath your right and coming into shoulder stretch, into twisted child's pose, thread the needle pose, supporting yourself with your right hand, or if you're comfortable, take your hand behind your lower back. Sinking into a space where it's comfortable for you to be, and just hold the pose and keep it still for the next 15 breaths or so. Feeling the magic happening around the neck, lifting stagnation off, lifting holds off. Another 10 breaths here or so. Enjoying the comfort of having some easeful alignment adjustment in towards the left side of the neck, energetically and perhaps physically too. Mainly for the throat chakra, for our Visuddha center, the center of sound, the center of purification. Another 5 breaths here. And gently starting to make your way out of your pose, coming into a couple of cat-cows, releasing the neck, hollowing it out and releasing. And gently coming onto your seat for half butterfly, half straddle neck stretch. So if you have a block, bring that with you. If you want to sit on a blanket, sit on a blanket for comfort of your sit bones and your seat, or maybe put something underneath your knee for comfort if it's straining. Take your block right by the knee and take your left forearm to support on it, so you can sit upright and have both sit bones onto your yoga mat or onto a blanket. Take your right arm up and over, and we're just gonna hang out right here for a moment. for about 10 breaths before we release the arm and come into a little deeper neck stretch. For now, we start from the side of the waist up towards the armpit area and up towards the neck, shoulder area. Seated neck stretch, side body crescent. Finding a good comfortable edge to be on a scale from 0 to 10. Stay within 3 or 4 of your comfort zone so that we're not pushing or pulling, but we're just letting our ligaments and fascia, connective tissue, release and relax in a comfortable way. Another 5 breaths here. And then gently from there, take your right arm and send it over to this little imaginary hold. So your wrist and your shoulder are right in alignment. And then you can drop your left ear more down towards the left shoulder and get a little bit of a different neck stretch, or a big different of a neck stretch. See if it works to have the nose down or the nose to the side. And then hold it still and let the pose work its magic into the stagnating areas around the neck, shoulder on the right side. 10 breaths here. Three more breaths here. And gently take the left side of your left hand and help the left side of the head up to an upright position. And then we'll switch to the second side. Take your right leg out to straddle, your left leg into butterfly pose. Make yourself comfortable with pillows or blankets or what you might need. Take the block, align over towards the knee area, or what works, you might have 2 blocks. Take your forearm to your block and then just gonna drape the left arm over the ear and let the whole side body lengthen up towards the shoulder and the armpit area. And coming into a seated side body, neck stretch, half butterfly, half straddle. Sit bone stays down onto the mat or your blanket. We're finding a good comfortable place within our comfort zone of 3 to 4 on a scale up to 10. Letting the magic work its pose all the way into the ligaments and tendons and fascia, connective tissue. We'll take another 3 breaths here. And then gently from here, take that left arm and send it over to this little imaginary shelf where it aligns with the shoulder and the wrist in a nice line. And then you can sink your right ear a little bit more down towards your right shoulder for seated neck stretch, working its magic into the 5th chakra, Visuddha chakra, center of sound, center of purification, center of speaking our truth. Enjoying just sitting, relaxing, letting the breath flow freely. Another 5 breaths here. And gently take your right hand on the right side of the neck and help yourself back to upright position. From here, we're going to come into caterpillar pose. So seated forward fold and letting all those different side neck stretches kind of come into a nice forward bend. You might sit on something comfortable. You might have the blocks for your forearms. I like it that way, and I like to have my head free, but some like it and to have the head on to a block and be able to relax depending on what's going on in your neck and in the shoulders. So take it for where it works for you. I'm going to put my blocks right kind of next below my knees, forearms on top, and then releasing the whole spine and up towards the base of the skull, and just letting the neck release and relax after the side bendings. Letting the legs stretch out as well, letting the toes relax. Letting there be a nice full opening from the lower back, middle, upper, up towards the neck. Either the head is just relaxing or your head is on a bolster or block or blanket, something, books, anything that you have handy that can support you in this pose if needed. We'll stay here for about another 15 breaths or so.
8 or so breaths here. Another 3 breaths here. And slowly making your way back up. And we're going to come all the way down to our backs, please. So take all the toys away from the mat so you can comfortably lay flat onto the back. Bend your knees so that your feet are touching the edge of the mat, arms out to the side, and come over onto that right outer hip, knees to the left side, and take your left ankle over your right knee for a nice yummy twist. Come onto the shoulder blades, arms can come over the head, and then you can turn your head over towards the right side and get this nice twisty turny for the whole spine all the way up towards the neck. Shoulder blades onto the mat, relaxing all muscles as you can, just being supported, laying down onto your mat. Windshield wiper twist, twisting and turning all the areas, all the way from the seat up to each and every vertebrae, all the way up towards the top of the skull, base of the skull. We have about 10 breaths here. And gently take your head back up to the center and switch sides, taking yourself first back onto your whole spine and maybe giving yourself a couple of pelvis tilts to arch and extend the spine before you move it over towards your right side. I like to put the feet wide on the mat, take my hips to the left side, and then windshield wipe the legs and come over onto the right side of the hip. Make it comfortable and have your feet wide so that you can feel that nice elongation in towards the left hip flexor and all the way up alongside the spine. Arms can be to the side or they can be up over the head, and then take your head over towards the left side and get this nice full, very gentle full spinal twist from the sacral region all the way up towards the base of the skull, top of the head. We have about 10 breaths here. Relaxing all the layers, letting gravity help us with this pose by just laying as still as we can, holding the pose. Another 3 breaths here. Then slowly start to take your head upright, bring your knees up towards the sky and come back again onto the center of the mat. Take your arms down to the side. You can bring your lower back in and arch and do some cat-cows with your lower back with some spinal waves. And then gently from there, taking your legs out and finding Shavasana, our final resting pose for this practice today. Letting all of the layers relax and release and assimilate into the energetically body of us and the physical body of us, into our chakras, and letting all of the layers just find its right and whole place to be around us and within us. And I encourage you to stay right here while I sit upright and play our chakra bowl and tune and tone our chakras with LAM, VAM, RAM, YAM, HAM, OM, and silence. So enjoy laying in Shavasana or enjoy sitting upright, whichever works for you. We'll do some music and then we'll do 2 rounds of the seed mantra sounds of our chakras to start communicating with them and to be open to receive messages that they have to tell us.
So let's enjoy that. Thank you so much for joining me for day 5 of our Chakra Yin Yoga series. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our 6th chakra, Ajna chakra, the command center, the sight center. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful time and drink extra water, clear and purify your chakras with fresh water, and of course, with fresh fruit and vegetables too. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.